Hello students, let's start today the next chapter of wave optics, that is the interference of light. Let us start with principle of superposition. When two or more waves travel simultaneously in a medium, the resultant displacement of each point of the medium is equal to the vector sum of displacement of two waves, which means that suppose I have two waves and their displacement is y1 and y2 and their displacements are y1 and y2, then at any point where the two waves meet, then will be equal to y1 plus y2. Okay, so y will be equal to y1 plus y2. This is called the principle of superposition. Means if we are in any place where there are multiple waves, then the presence or absence of one wave does not affect the other wave. Every waves propagate as if there is no other wave, and there is no mixing, but there is superposition of waves. Is that clear? So now let us come to the next topic, that is the interference of wave. When two waves meet at a point, then the intensity of the waves at that point of meeting gets distributed. Maybe the intensity at the point of meeting is much more than their actual intensity, or maybe at the intensity is much less or even zero. So this redistribution of light, so the redistribution of light intensity due to superposition of two light waves means superposition means what? At a point where two light waves are meeting, that is called superposition. So redistribution of light intensity due to superposition of two light waves is called interference. The interference is said now. What is interference? Interference means the distribution of intensity of light due to the meeting of the two waves, that is called interference. Now this interference can be constructive or destructive. Constructive interference means that where the amplitude or the intensity of the two waves add up to give a more amplitude or a greater intensity, where we are getting a, in terms of light you can say, where we are getting a very bright region due to the superposition of two waves. If due to superposition of two waves we are getting a bright spot, a bright region, so that point we will say that is the case of constructive interference. Otherwise it is the case of destructive interference. If at the point of superposition of the waves the intensity becomes zero or almost nil, so we will say that this is the case of destructive interference. Okay, now the wave theory was supported by the experimental experiment of the scientist Young that we are going to see now, that is popularly called YDSE, Young's double slit experiment. See, what was the experiment setup? Let us try to see. As you can see here, this is here we have some light source, and this light is coming from this source S, and it is spreading in all direction, that is called diffracting in all direction, and this light source is again passing through this slit and this slit. So this, there are two slits illuminated by the same source of light, so that here we are having the light which are of the same frequency, same amplitude, or we can say also of same intensity. Okay, so that there is a constant phase difference between the waves. Okay, because to have a sustained interference, it is very necessary that the two light waves should be coherent. Now what is the meaning of coherent? Coherent means there should be a constant phase difference, or that phase difference can also be 0 or whatever it is, whether it is 0 or 180 or whatever it is, that phase difference should be constant. That we call coherent sources. So these two slits, these two rectangular, actually these are some rectangular slits, okay, and from here light is coming and falling on the screen. If we think what may happen, what we can see on the screen, so we will say that here we will see a bright spot in front of this slit, and here we will see a bright spot in front of this slit. But practically, that the observation we are having is much more astonishing than we can ever think. And this observation made at that time people to realize the wave theory of light and admit it, even though Newton was against it. So what we saw something like this on the screen: alternate bright and dark fringes, alternate bright and dark fringes. These bright and dark fringes are called interference fringes. So this was observed. Now why it is so? Because some point where the two waves superimposed to form the constructive interference, so we got the bright fringes, and the other where the two waves form the destructive interference, so there we got the dark fringes. This is written here: explanation of formation of fringes by wave theory. So these cylindrical wave fronts, whenever they are coming out of so when they are diffracting out of the slits, this cylindrical wave front which are diffracting out of the slits, there is superposition taking place. And where there is constructive superposition, what is the meaning of constructive superposition? See, constructive superposition means that the crest, suppose I have one wave, suppose I have a wave, okay, this is one wave going this way, and another wave is also going in the same way. So here, suppose there is one particle, then both these are pulling the particle in the same direction. The particle here, both are pulling in the same direction. So result will be what? There will be a greater amplitude. There will be what? There will be a greater amplitude, because both the forces are acting in the same direction. That is called the constructive interference. But if you imagine that this one wave is this way and one wave is this way, then what will happen? This will pull it upward and this will pull it downward. So net effect will be that the particle will go nowhere, or maybe there may be a slight displacement. If their displacement or amplitude are not same, so there may be a slight displacement, but very small displacement. Okay. So what we say, that in the previous one we said that both the waves were in phase. So when the two waves are in phase, there will be constructive interference, and when the two waves are in opposite phase, there is destructive interference. Okay, when they are out in phase, there will be what? Destructive. How destructive? Because see, suppose this one wave is this way and other wave is this way. So this particle is pulled by this way and this way. So the particle will go nowhere. This is the cause of destructive interference. Now, conditions for constructive interference. The first and foremost condition is that this slit should be very, very narrow, few millimeters, in the order of millimeter, and the distance between the slits should also be very small. And the two sources slits should be illuminated from the same source or from any coherent source. Okay. Now let us consider that the intensity of light coming from these two sources are I1 and I2, and their amplitudes are A1 and A2. So what is the net amplitude? This derivation is not required in the syllabus. So this net intensity of light, net intensity, is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 I2 cos phi. Okay, because here we had the resultant amplitude. This is the formula for resultant amplitude. Okay, r square is equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Okay, what is phi? Phi is the phase difference. This should be constant. This should be what? Constant. So that is the phi. Okay. Now this constant phase difference, that is why and this is the main thing that we are, the reason why we are using the interference coherent sources to get the constant phi. From here we know that I proportional to a square, I1 is equal to ka1 square, I2 equal to ka2 square. So from here we are getting I is equal to, the in place of a square we are getting I1, in place of a square a2 square we are getting I2, and this phi. Now what will be the result of a point? What will be the intensity of a point that is given by this formula? Now we are going to see when there will be constructive interference and when there will be destructive. Constructive interference will take place if this phi is, if cos phi is 1. Constructive interference will take place if cos phi is 1. Cos phi is 1 means phi is equal to 2m pi. This you know have done in trigonometry. If cos theta equal to 0, then theta is equal to what? Okay, so if cos theta equal to 1, then theta equal to what? Even multiple of pi. If so, this should be, cos phi should be 1. So cos phi will be 1 if phi is what? Either 0 or an even multiple of pi, or you can say any multiple of 2 pi. In that case, the interference will be maximum, and we will say I1 plus I2 whole square. What will be that? I1 plus I2 whole square, or Ka1 plus A2 whole square. Okay. So this is the value of maximum intensity. Okay. Now, so if we go to the path difference, see this formula connects path difference with phase difference. So till now we are dealing with phase difference. So once we know the phase difference, we can put the value of, suppose we can, in place of phi we can put 0 or 2 pi or 4 pi. Suppose I am putting 2 pi here, so x will be lambda by 2 pi into 2 pi, that is lambda. Suppose I am putting 4 pi here, so x will be 2 lambda. Suppose I put 6 pi here, x will be 3 lambda. So what we are saying, that in terms of path difference, there will be constructive interference if x, that is the path difference, is the multiple of either the path difference is 0 or a lambda or a multiple of wavelength. Okay, that is all about constructive interference. So we have seen odd multiple of, even multiple of pi in terms of phase, and any multiple of lambda in terms of phase path difference. Now let's come to the destructive interference. So destructive interference will be if this cos phi is equal to -1. Remember, I told that for constructive cos phi should be +1 and for destructive cos phi should be -1. Now we know cos 180 is -1. So if cos phi is equal to -1, if phi is a even odd multiple of pi, if phi is a odd multiple of phi, in that case the minimum I mean will be I1 root I1 minus root I2 whole square, that is Ka1 minus A2 whole square. So x is equal to 2m minus 1 lambda by 2, means odd multiple of lambda by 2. So for constructive interference we have any multiple of lambda, and for destructive interference we have odd multiple of lambda by 2. Okay. Now we are going to see what is the formula for position of the fringes. Acha. So from here we see the position of bright fringe. XM means these derivations are not required, just for you keeping the mind, because you will do in the numericals. The position of mth bright fringe from the center. Suppose this is the center. Okay, this is the center vertically opposite to the midpoint of the slits, and the position of M bright fringe from the, if you are getting the mth bright fringe, it may be second, third, fourth, fifth, first also, then position of mth bright fringe is given by m d lambda by d. So m is what? The number of the bright fringe. D is what? The distance between the screen. Lambda is the wavelength. Because one thing you keep in mind, we are doing the YDSE. The YDSE will be better if we use a monochromatic light. With white light also we can do, but there will be many crest and trough, many interference pattern, constructive, destructive of different colors. Different color will produce different constructive and instructive. Okay, so there will be a big problem. So to prevent that, it is better that what we do, it is better that we use what? A monochromatic light. Okay. So position of mth bright fringe is given by md lambda by d. Okay. And similarly, position of mth dark fringe is given by m minus 1 d lambda by d. And now, so suppose this is one bright fringe, this is one dark fringe. So distance between two bright fringes will give the fringe width, or you can say the distance between two dark fringes will give the fringe width. So suppose I have taken the m plus 1th bright fringe and mth bright fringe. So if I subtract it, I will get what? D lambda by d. So this is called beta, that is the fringe width. This is the fringe width. Okay. Acha. So this is all about an angular fringe width theta is given by lambda by d. So lambda by d is the angular formula for the angular fringe width. Okay. So this is all about the formula and everything for the interference. Okay students, please see the video and we will do the numericals in the live class.